And we are live. Hello everyone. Hello delicious friends, I suppose I should say. Good morning, good afternoon, happy time zones wherever you might be. I'm Emma and welcome back to Sunless Skies Part 2. Last time I navigated very badly and forgot how compasses worked and crashed into things. So, fingers crossed there'll be less of that today. Let's just continue. I can't remember exactly what we were going to do, but that is what your journal is for. That is also what, making notes to myself between streams would be for, but apparently not. We're in Port Haven. I remember that. Here we are, here's our crew. I'm sitting in front of the crew, but they're there, take my word for it. So yeah. Journal. So for the truth, we need to go take that to New Winchester and decode it, which will take to Savage Secrets. You know, I think we should probably go back to New Winchester first anyway. I'm pretty sure we've got some port reports we can turn over in a victory hall. Yeah, let's do that. Good start, we were not facing the direction I thought we were. Can I go around the top of this? Yes. An incident. The Repentant Devil. The newly acquired Repentant Devil is standing most unrepentantly over a body in the hallway. Who is dead? One of your crew? But the deceased is no one you know. A stranger on your locomotive. Peculiar luggage you brought on board, says one of the crew when some others have gathered. Wouldn't have thought it'd fit in your little bag. First, clean up. It won't do to leave the body in the hall. Then your repentant devil can explain himself. He's still got the blood in his cuffs. He looks younger than most devils, but he is significantly older. His gaze is blank and yellow, a wall against speculation. He grooms his sideburns artfully and knows how to be tactful with less seasoned members of the crew. So question mark, corpse. He was a stowaway, explains the devil indifferently. He's been stalking me for more than a month. Thought I'd lost him when I came aboard, and then he turned up in my quarters. From the body he's lifted a clinking bag of souls. Perhaps he was sent to bribe me rather than kill me. He tilts his head to consider the soul collection. Apparently thinks I'm a cheap hire, if so. The devil's gaze reverts to you. I regret to say this is probably not the last time this happens. I may be destined to attract negative attention. Okay. Good to know. Maybe knowing about all your stalkers and possible murders would be great beforehand. What do you know about my soul? Go to Carolyn. Yes, I know that's how you fix your soul. Sorry, we were talking, my dude. Yes, that's the thing. You can click on their portraits, which you cannot see, to have conversations, and if it's anything like Sunless Seas, all your officers will have their own, little plot threads and side quests. And apparently he has a suggestion. He laughs when approached. Oh dear, a little obvious perhaps. His gaze is amused and flickers with intensity. I have an idea that might be beneficial for us both. I'd like to improve the workers of the Home Office on the Avid Horizon, if you don't mind permitting me a little shore leave. I will generate new prospects at the Avid Horizon if placed on secondment. Okay, this is a system I do not know. This was not in the previous game. The Avid Horizon was, though. That's the gate at the uttermost north of everything. That is how people came through to space in the first place. Right, so to continue his plot thread and ask about his enemies, I need 2 nectar and 2 tea. Yeah. That's a bunch. Let's check out the people's. The Incognito Princess wants a sky story. The incautious driver wants to gamble. Oh, right, yes. I chose not to do this before because I was poor. Now I am less poor, so let's do it. You enter the hold and find the game well underway. The driver sits cross-legged in front of a pile of freshly won sovereigns and 3 newly impoverished members of the crew. A stoker angrily throws an expensive-looking watch onto the pile of winnings and departs in a fury. The driver looks up. Captain, can I make a wager? Well, my mirrors is not good, but let's try. Oh, hey, we failed. You throw your cards down, not expecting to win, and you are not disappointed. The driver bets everything on a single pair. The cook claims the pot. I used to be a test driver, says the quartermaster. The driver nods. You'd never have thought it. As a child, I loved my trains, very ordered, safe little space where you could go round and round and nothing could go wrong. It was only after the crash that I realised I needed more. I suppose that surviving that taught me that there was more to living than simply being alive. Another round? I'll try it once more. No. And same text. Oh, no, there's more. Wait, you're a stain rod, as in Ledbetter and stain rod, demands the crewman. And you're still taking coins out of our pockets. The driver shrugs. Like sheep of the family. We don't talk much, not since the accident. Mother didn't approve of my new career, and father, he's... Well, anyway, they shuffle the cards, smiling with confidence. Never bet what you can't afford to lose. And we can afford to lose some money if we need to keep gambling to advance their story. Okay, no, now that we've done it twice, we can step away from the game. Yeah, let that continue, that's fine. The crew can play cards, I don't care. The driver nods to you, idly scratching an ear. Just for a moment, you spot something green winding around their finger. So, they want to get secondment to the Royal Society and the Rochester Club, okay. Like I say, the secondment system is new in this game, and I don't think I got to it when I played this before, so I have no clue. Anyway, let's talk about the ear scratching. What? Oh, yes. The driver scratches again. It's nothing, just a little earache, I'm sure. It comes and goes. Then he trembles with the frustration of being pulled away from the wheel for even this short conversation. See? All fine now. Yeah, maybe go to a doctor rather than me. Yeah, it's all fine. I know that's rich coming from me, but here we are. Not necessary, the driver protests, scratching at their ear with renewed force. A look of pain flashes over their face for a moment. Perhaps. My family knows of a specialist in New Winchester. I think Father owns the building. I think I can call in a favour. Well, we were heading back there, so that's all to the good. More quests that send me exactly where I was going anyway, please. Oh, can we talk to the Blinding Voyager? I can poke it. Just as your hand closes on the Blemmigan, it reaches the tentacle out and gently bats your arm away. None of that, it conveys. Hasn't even turned to face you. And off we chug. I'll run the top of that to go to which we hold first. Is this the time to be exploring, Emma? I think if these games have taught me anything, it's the time to explore is always forward, never back, into the unknown. Besides, it looks like this will go around. Cut to 3 years later, still stuck in that Arctic pack ice. See, I discovered a place and got some XP. Love me some XP. Yeah. And behold, there was indeed a passage. That's a taxi ship, and I have no... My dude. My terror is rising. Which is not ideal. Maybe we'd be less frightened if, you know, random people would stop running into me. That one wasn't even my fault. To victory hall! Would you like some port reports? I don't love that port reports are all done in one go. Like, yes, before, because in Sunless you had them all in individually, and yes, it saves some time, but also, like, there were extra little bits of text in how they responded to reports from different places, and that was interesting. I suppose now that we've got multiple hub worlds, it would be a lot to make sure that everyone had an opinion on every station, but hey. And oh, I thought I could get secrets. Ah, yes, it's literally the first thing on the list. I got a savage secret, and I've still got 2 gratitude left. Let's take another worldly artifact, because why not? And I don't think it takes up hold space, so that's all good. I mean, I'll check. Nah, it doesn't. And now I have 2 savage secrets, so when I go back to New Winchester, I can take a crack at decoding that letter. See? All the little pieces come together. All perfectly according to a plan that exists. The encoded letter. If you remember, this is, we went looking for a friend of ours who knew secrets. And she wants to talk to us, but the letter is in code. She always hated crosswords. The phrasing of the letter is stilted, as if she had to use certain words in certain places. There's a concealed message here, you're certain. Crosswords are key to it. Well, we can decode it now. Eureka. Late nights, a score of failed attempts bunched up and thrown into the fire, but at last you're successful. The pages concealed not one hidden message, but 2, each complicating and confounding the other. The first is an exhortation to meet at the same place and under the same circumstances that you last partied. Partied? Parted? Different word. That was in London during the annual Jubilation Day festivities. Oh, so we did party as well, so I was right. That commemorate the Empire's conquest of the sun. The second is a sequence of letters picked from the crosswords, which alone took entire nights to complete. You scribbled them down on the back of the envelope. The stars are dying. Well, that's not ideal. Okay, so that'll continue in London, which is in the next area. I'm going to kick around the reach a bit more, and not just because I made that pun in the stream title. We should probably repair that bit of damage from where somebody drove into me. What else is there around here? I'm just short of crew. Let's hire someone on. An opportunity. Ooh. Respond to a distress call. A group of concerned tacties are looking for a skyfaring captain to assist them in retrieving a missing friend. Captain! A broad-shouldered tacty speaks to the crew. A friend of ours. There are protests. An acquaintance of ours has sent a message from Hubris. She needs transport back to New Winchester. Pauses for breath. Would you mind picking her up if you happen to go out that way? She's a filmmaker who goes by Madame Lumiere. She said she'd never return, so I have to assume she's taken ill. It'd be good to make sure she gets back safely. Hubris lies to the southeast. Southeast. Why are the stars dying in all of these games? Who knows? Maybe it's an omen. Haven't played Outer Wilds yet. Yes, also, the amenable host is not sure of who they are. So this is one of the places we can check. The initial search is fruitless. People giggle at the antiquated fashion on display in the daguerreotype, the tilt of the jaw, the unfortunate arrangement of hair. But the proprietor of the round table seems to recognise the face. Oh yes, right solid was. She holds the locket up to catch the falling starlight through a window. Wanted to open a factory here a few years back. Something went wrong and there was a workers' revolt. Not been seen since. So, nothing definitely conclusive here. We could go back to him and say, or we can look elsewhere. That's fine. Where was the elsewhere? It'll be an unknown. Assumed identity. Lustrum and Poplar. And I know the way to at least one of those places, or at least the direction. Oh, I am so sorry, it's just we're in hay fever season still. And also, we can take the driver to the doctor. While the doctor conducts her examination, the driver asks you to update their old records with their current employment. You take a moment's pleasure in the driver's ridiculous middle name, and pass over the field on gender, straightforwardly crossed out. Mood. Their address was last an eyebrow-raisingly prestigious New Winchester townhouse. You amend it to the name of your locomotive. Ah, the doctor says, peering into the driver's ear. Case of verdancy, a fungal colonization of the brain, not uncommon in the region. You've noticed uncharacteristic impulses, changes in behaviour. She eyes the driver's sky suit and scars. The driver nods. Yes, the spores root deeply in the brain. Attempts to extract them have had less than satisfactory results. I'm afraid the best prescription is to entertain them. Take them where they want to go, see the things they want to see. Typically, a little travel does the job. Soon lose interest. Alright. I'm going to talk with them. How goes the war? Still technically neutral ground. And still nobody's talking about me. That's fine, that's fine. Yes, that is one of many exceedingly strange diagnoses that I've seen between this and Sunless Seas and Fallen London. Sunless Sea, singular. Is there anything on the Promise of Days now? No. Okay, so... Port Avon wants seeds. Again, I just delivered them some. Now, I've got souls and munitions. Are they going somewhere? Ah, munitions for Lostrum to the west-northwest. And Leibest was staying on 1 hour, which I don't have. I think I just bought those souls because they were cheap, so I can sell them for 70 each, and then it'll clear out some space. I really, really hope that this is not something I needed. Something in particular. I just want my hold space back. I suppose I could have put them in the bank. Well. Get back up to some fuel and supplies. I mean, I've got a bunch of money. I could buy some more stuff. Buy a shotgun. More crew quarters. Mining or butchery. More armor. Now, what slots does my ship have? Armor, aft. That's not aft, that's bridge. It says it there. Orcs and another gun mount. I think we'll buy a shotgun. And a mining thing, because I don't actually have a hold space for that at the minute. Well. Should I I seem to remember mining being useful, but I haven't run into anything that needs it right now. Oh, no, it can wait. It can wait. It can wait. That's fine. Anything I want to put in the bank? No. 1500 gets me a better ship. That's exciting. Although it doesn't have any armor slots. It does have more bridge slots and a heavy weapon mount and more health. But a smaller hold. It's not great. I'd rather go to the Pelennor, but 3500 is a lot. That's where we are. Okay. So, where to go next? I think it might be time to head up to Lustrum, because the amenable host wanted to go there, and also we have these crates of munitions to go, and also now we have a shotgun that generates a ton of heat. Okay, so west-northwest. That's around here. North of Carroll. And already I'm doubting myself whether it said west or west. Yeah, it did. It has to. Otherwise I wouldn't still be saying it. West-northwest. Oh yeah, Port Prosper's the one by the transit relay. That's the other place the amenable host wanted me to go. These are all good. We can do these things. I might go there after Lustrum. But for now, let's just chug through space. Chug, chug, chug. Listen to that sweet, sweet ambient noise. Drive into a fog bank. That seems potentially perilous. Well, I'm out of the fog and not dead yet, so... There's a Cantankerite. You know what, I can take it. She says missing wildly. Just quickly scavenge those. Should have dodged, don't know why I didn't, to be honest. Instead I just drove straight towards it. Okay, so I could lose terror. Look for an uncanny specimen. Sure, why not? Failed. Sudden wind drives the jagged Cantankerite fragments against your hull. They crack against your windows, drum on your plating. Gritty particulates clog into your pistons. When you take the shards free, you find some of them gleam with veins of semi-precious stones. Well, I didn't want to lose more hull, so all in all, this has been an unmitigated failure. I got like 6 sovereigns out of it. It's time to start occasionally popping a scout. Hello, what are you? Not attacking me yet, that's a good sign. Spiky around here. Something on the map. There's something grave up there. Yes, we are very much in the spiky zone. That is what it's called now, I'm saying it. Oh wow, just get wrecked, I guess. Man, the shotgun rules. A Cantankerite placated. See, here's where I could use butchery. I could make supplies out of dead animals. That's really what butchery is, I suppose, when I say it out loud. Let's listen to its last complaint, because I watched this guy's story. It booms like a cracked foghorn, as if death were yet another wearisome indignity it was forced to tolerate. They gather in old places, Stoker says, and make those noises at each other, like they're planning something, telling stories. The engineer shakes her head. They only have one story, and it's about how everything's terrible now. Again, mood. And we needed a sky story to talk to the incognito princess. To prove ourselves a fit confidant. Thrilled by your tales, the princess invites you to her quarters. I have a secret, she says, removing her tiara, before donning a second, more expensive tiara. I am Queen Victoria's daughter, she says. I trust your discretion. It's a considerable ask. This must be the captivated princess, the daughter of Victoria, who dwells in a miasma of rumours of excess, ranging from red honey to cannibalism. A half-asphyxiated starling has somehow found its way aboard. It flies to her hand. She pets it gently. One is travelling to broaden one's mind before one takes on a new role. It would be a delight to meet with the engineers who keep the eternal ball of Perdurance ticked on your way. She smiles. You find yourself outside. Okay, so she wants to go to Perdurance, which I don't think we've seen yet. Although something up Port Prosper was saying about getting tickets there, so they might be able to tell me. Really thought there would be a way to get kind of west and a little bit south here. Scout's still telling me nothing particularly useful. Owl. Here's Salome's Fall. Didn't mean to do that. That was my finger twitching. These rocks on my level, can I drive past them? Yes. There's something that glisters. Seriously, guys, maybe I should have taken the North Passage behind Carolyn. Maybe this is just never going to bring me back south? Which, not ideal if so. Aha! And this is why we deploy reckless self-confidence. My secret weapon, and also my only weakness. Really hope Lostrum's down here. I will be displeased if not. No, I was looking for Lostrum, not Roots Ridge. Roots. But apparently there's something shiny down here. Didn't mean to shoot that either. Ah, here's where I could have used mining equipment, which I did not buy. Can anyone remember why I didn't buy it? Answers on a postcard. Okay, look, Thankerai. I don't care enough to kill it. This one, on the other hand, is right in front of me and intent on doing me harm, which it seems quite good at. Did I just splash against that wall? I think I did. Do I want money or experience? Yeah, let's have the experience in another sky story. Cantankerite grumbles sound like grinding millstones. They hate new things. One of your crew suggests that's why they attack engines. The grizzled stoker snorts. Everything's new to them. Their world died before ours was even born. Yeah, don't drive into the wall, wrong button. And here we have something that we can't explore without a saying. A saying. I say, boy. Oh, that's a scribe spinster. Running away, running away, running away, running away, running away. Is that Lostrum? I will. Well, whatever it is, it's a station. And that is something very bad, which is why everything is red tinted. My terror is going up quickly. Okay, no. You know what? I'm not scared of you. Disclaimer, crap, chat, this is a lie. I think I just dodged that. Wow. Yeah. Shooting at where I was. You should have been shooting at where I was going to be. I really hope whatever station that is lets me buy supplies, because mine are running down while I'm having this fight. Oh no, it shot at where I actually was. I hate it when monsters take my advice. Oh no, I am overheated. This is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. Shouldn't do that, shouldn't do that. Ah, no. But it appears to be bleeding. Oh no. No, 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 very bad. Ha-ha! Was that wise? No. No, it was not. But I won. And what is life if we can't pick unwise fights and win? But now, before I can loot it, let's have this event because my terror's gone on too much. It's late, and you were alone. Is this the path you should have taken? You trespass upon the precincts of heaven. What price will be exacted of you? What price have you already paid? Endure it, it will pass. Hello Emily, welcome. Yes, and you come in on me making unwise decisions. To be fair, you can come in at any point in the next 3 hours or so and see me make unwise decisions. See, we're good. Questions worry at you, chasing away sleep. Later there's a knock at your door. One of your officers is outside. Captain, we need you. Duty calls. Doubts must wait. But more importantly, I killed a thing. What do I get? Scribe Spinster. Defeated. The splintered remains of the spinster turn, slowly. The skies are full of fluttering paper. It's as if someone brought confetti to a funeral. Oh, they're built of bronzewood. That's interesting. So I could get bronzewood, I could get XP, or I could make a hunting trophy to take to the club, which I will. I mean, you say you suck at these games. Have you watched me play? I hear there is a station here. Oh, there it is, there it is, there it is. Yeah. I am on 6 hull. That's not ideal. But here's Lustrum. Oh my god, that was stressful. The frantic, hustling heart of Lustrum cramped prospectors, not prospectors, that's English. Prospectors, peddlers, and purveyors of essential and occasionally legal services. Most business takes place here, unless you're a dreamer seeking a fortune on the claim fields. Navigator? Yeah. Oh, he's the first officer. I'll have to choose between him and the princess. But you can even you can only have one person assigned in each role, but you can just have everyone on your ship, and they don't like take more supplies or anything, and it lets you do everybody's quests. So that's all good. You won't regret this, Captain. Navigator pumps your hand. He's an Imperial, a people descended from ancient Mongolians and led by the Eagle Khan, whose technology opened the door to the skies. A passing skyfarer tousles the navigator's hair. For luck, the woman says with a grin. The navigator rolls his eyes. Oh, she's from my last crew. They thought I brought them luck. I didn't, but I'm still a good hire. I believe you. First of all, I want to offload these munitions. 360 sovereigns. Yeah. They sell hours here. They also sell souls for cheap. Not enormously cheap if there's no way you particularly want them for. But that's fine. That's fine. Explore Lustrum. Right. What was briefly a modest, pleasant town on the Mother of Mountains now runs on increasingly desperate dreams and riches. Fools sell their futures for the chance to mine years from the mountain's frozen sides. Sharper minds sell pickaxes, supplies, and the promise of a warm bed at the end of their day's work. Let's make a port. So much for the quiet retirement village that used to be here. The rush of prospectors has ripped the civility from the place as efficiently as the geodes from the mountainside. The scars that remain are no less vivid. Fewer and fewer prospectors return with geodes of ours, and the cost of processing them off-site grows every day. Still, for now, Lustrum thrives, and offers the promise of riches for any lucky or industrious miner willing to come and risk everything in the snow and mud. And the amenable host might have been here. Was he a prospector? The locket is passed around the camps of prospectors. Most scratch their heads. Others sigh and look away. An elderly prospector approaches, carrying her hat in her hands. "You're the one looking for old Grey," she sighs. "Long dead. Shot south of the mountain. Wouldn't share his hours. Fool. No point rising high on the mountain if there's no one at the bottom holding you up." So nothing definitely conclusive there. Maybe he was in Port Prosper. Let's explore Lustrum. Your boots crunch through the snow, clean and bright, lacking the lingering sadness of London's ammonia suffused laker. The townspeople nod politely to you, a distinguished visitor, but avert their eyes from the grizzled prospectors and get-rich-quick merchants who've taken over their slice of civilization on the mountain. They wait impatiently for a day when the mountain has nothing more to offer and the uncouth invaders finally leave, hoping that something still remains when all of value has finally been plundered. British imperialism, everybody! Let's go to the pub, see what happens. Approach the figure in the corner. It sits wrapped in a dusty, disintegrating shroud, nursing a flagon that never goes to where its lips presumably are. The cloaked figure beckons to you. "Valuables for sale," it wheezes, its voice throaty and high-pitched. Well, that wasn't the voice I just did. "Exchange for buried time, yes. Please." It offers unusual relics in exchange, or a few rusted coins that would barely buy transport anywhere else. So this is, I can sell hours. But let's talk to him. "Everything ends," the figure wheezes. "Even law. For everything a reckoning. Need help, need hours. Postpone reckoning. Shadows with thistle ropes, broken wings, waiting on riverbank to catch final breath. Everything dies. Must outlast. We trade, yes. Trade hours. We trade hours now, yes. Good quality merchandise." Well, you're creepy. "We can recruit the Rat Brigade." "Oi, down here!" 3 rats glower up at you from below a table, where spilt beer has trickled down to form a rat-reachable puddle. Yes, if you don't know Fallen London, these games have talking rats in them. And you begin it. Another stray master of the bazaar. Yes, Mr. Penny's does seem to be. Or, if not one of the masters of the bazaar, then one of the same species. Because, I mean, we're out in space now. Others could have come. The smallest, most scarred rat is called Cinders. She introduces her companions. "This," she indicates the rat wearing goggles, "is my second, Petronella, our mechanic. She gestures towards a rat with glossy fur. And this is our agent provocateur, Albrecht. The rat inclines his head. We need a locomotive. These battle-hardened rats are all that remains of the Rat Brigade, a mercenary company active in the early days of the Winchester War. Used to be a dozen of us, the best sappers around, said Cinders. Now look at us. The whiskers twitch. Time for that later. We'll pay you, Captain. Well, we didn't have to pay them, so I'll take it. What about the tea shop? An oasis of London civility and culture in a town with little of either. Melusine Murgatroyd stands proudly behind the display of fresh scones and slightly yellowing cream buns. Wow, I can't talk today. At small wooden tables, successful prospectors and their significant others welcome themselves to the world of the nouveau riche with a spot of afternoon tea. Pinky fingers stand proud and erect from bone china cups covertly topped up with moonshine. Do we want a cup of tea? Our terror was getting high. How much will it cost us? 5 sovereigns. Yeah, that's fine. Melusine's maids hurry around, serving a clientele more used to bellowing at bartenders than sitting politely with exquisitely cut cucumber sandwiches. Eventually, it's your turn to be served. You're invited to choose your preferred blend. Eleutherian gold sparkly tea sounds amazing. That's me. That's me, that is. A single sip, and you feel slightly dizzy. 2 sips, and you struggle to find your legs. A sense of pleasurably disconnected bonhomie lingers for a few hours. And now we've got a thing saying we've sampled it, do we need to come back and try all the blends? Yes, that is our kind of time has passed and things can happen at ports counter. It will reset as we pass days travelling between ports. Sweet Jane's Counting House, a little accountancy firm snuggled in the snowy drifts. Sweet Jane oversees everything herself, the transference of funds, the balancing of probabilities, the transport of commodities, the termination of contracts. She's huddled behind her desk, swaddled in a monstrously ugly red scarf. While she fiddles with her abacus with one gloved hand, she heats the other over a little coal fire. Her one good eye focuses on you. She smiles. She surveys you alarmingly. She limps to the window. Snow batters the window pane. The shadow of the mountain is all but lost in the blizzard. The lantern light means the offices of the Windward Company are just about visible. I was raised by the company. Children are fast at work, as you understand. Her fingers drum on the windowsill. Such a waste. Where they see men, they see labour. Where they see time, they see chains which to bind us. But where they see death in the skies, I see fit. She turns to you and smiles. Bring me nameplates torn from London's ships. I will see you adequately compensated. So, yes, remember when we were going to be hired to hunt down tackety ships? This is the same for the Windward Company ones. But for now, I'm going to decline both offers. Because you saw how good I am in a fight right now. Now, I could try to... Oh, there's more stuff. The Windward Company have a factory here. Oh, it's just closed. Okay, never mind. A watcher by the station, he stares at your crew as they disembark your engine. He turns away when none emerge holding out anything, clearly agitated. Sorry, the man apologizes. I didn't mean to stare, it's just we've been waiting for a delivery from London. Really important supplies. I don't suppose you might be heading anywhere near the relay to Albion, would you? If you could check if anything's happened to it, would really appreciate it. Okay, so go to the transit relay itself. We can do that. Now, do we want to drop 100 sovereign... Oh no, 10 sovereigns to hire a guide and then 100 sovereigns potentially to stake a claim. You know what, why not? Stay close, friend, warns your hour harker. He grins. Or not. You've paid already. He lights a vapor lamp, glowing purple like the gases of the nearby nebula. It occasionally sparks with little flecks of green. Soon enough, the lamp is the only light as you move out to the treacherous, mostly unclaimed edges of the mountain. Occasionally, he stops to sniff or to drag a foot through the snow and mud in what looks like a line. Finally, he seems satisfied. He shoots you a mostly toothless grin as he lights a cigarette. I reckon this has your name all over it. What do you think? a 36% chance of presumably it being good. Yeah, roll the dice. Yeah! Unwise decisions pay off sometimes. Right, pleasure doing business with you. There are no complications. You accept the Hourharker's recommendation and plant your flag. You do not actually own this part of the mansion, you merely have the right to exploit it. It's time to get started. And here we are at our claim. It's marked off by frayed ropes wrapped around tent pegs. Your claim was expensive, but any hours below the surface are yours. Of course, your crew will handle the actual mining work. Right, so I can assign crew here, and presuming they don't die while mining, they'll come back and bring me hours next time I'm here. Yeah, sure. A crew member. Let's put a few on. Actually, let's drop 3 and begin. Quartermaster hands out pickaxes and food rations. The crew begins digging. Since you don't have access to furnaces large or powerful enough to get the most out of the mountain's large geodes, they'll focus on filling barrels with unseasoned hours. Sell these at other ports. It'll be some time before they've dug out enough. You should return later. Return in a while. Takes 1 crew member a month. Each crew member assigned in addition will reduce this time by a day. So, that will be June the 15th. Oh, wait a second. Paused on the 17th of May 1905. That's my minus 86th birthday. Okay, and we should actually buy some stuff. And while we're here, let's look at our new officers. So, we now have a choice between the Fortunate Navigator and the Incognito Princess as our first officer. 2 hearts and 6 mirrors, or 6 iron and 2 veils. It would be great if I could see my stats at the same time as this game. Mirrors is my worst stat, and she gives plus 6 mirrors, so yeah, okay. And Chief Engineer, we have 2 hearts, 6 iron, or 6 veils, 2 iron. Yeah, no, the one we've got is better, but let's have a look at their storylines. The Navigator's rarely in his cabin. He's popular with the crew, and card games and drinking sessions occur spontaneously in his presence. He's, of course, never the instigator. Okay, so we need T to advance his thing, but let's chat with him. I'm settling in nicely, thank you, Captain. You've a good crew here, a sharp one. Navigator already has visited every crew member at their station. Okay, I didn't ask. The Rat Brigade has made a mess of your galley. Straw, bits of blankets, and patches from damaged uniforms have been gathered into a makeshift nest. In contrast, tiny notebooks, battered derringers, and hip flasks that are not as small as you might expect are stored with care, stacked in a corner away from prying hands. So we need a savage secret to get anything out of them. That's fine, that's fine. So next, I think we head south to Port Prosper and the transit relay. And hopefully, they will be able to repair my hull. And if anything approaches us between now and then, we run. Am I probably doomed anyway? Yes. But here we are. We're doomed together. Question mark. As a Taxi Scout, I have no quarrel with you. Here's a rock that I could mine had I mining equipment. I don't. As you can tell by the way I pressed R anyway, and it made that disappointing noise. passage through to Carolyn. Might be worthwhile to stop there. Oh, wait, we are further west than my brain thought. Never mind. I have no quarrel with you. Stop trying to ram me. This train is fragile. As am I. Is there a passage through to Carolyn here? Does not look like it. No. No. I can go there on the way back if I want. No, I do not bite my thumb at the Tacites. Oh, there's a marauder. Oh, here's a signal box. But I don't want anything from it. I want to be away from this marauder right the hell now. Let's head around this rock and run back. Stop chasing me. I do not like it. There you go. Go away. My train is old and crap and non-threatening. But I am too poor to afford a better one. And all I have aboard are fuel and supplies, and this Flanagan, and a devil who's killed a bunch of people, and a bunch of talking rats and a scion of a wealthy family. Oh, and Princess Alexandra. But apart from all of that, I really hope I'm getting that right. It is Princess Alexandra, right? Frankly, I'm amazed we've made it this far. If I'm quite honest. I still find the Mornington Aberthat span just a wonderfully pleasing name. Don't know what it is about it. Here we are at Port Prosper. I kind of want to offer transport to settlers, but at the same time, last time I had one, he shouted at me for taking too much time when I got attacked. Yeah, I tend to avoid dying at all costs in these games because I always play it on Iron Man and rarely have the patience to start all over again. So we'll see how that goes for this stream. Let's explore Port Prosper. Let's write a port report. Everything happens as usual. Let's search for the amenable host's identity. Not a soul in Port Prosper recognizes the locket. Who's that then? Does he still wear his hair like that? Fancy. Become familiar refrains. More promising is the house you saw painted in the amenable host's chamber. You locate several candidates, all apparently repainted over the last couple of years, but one is in the exact location as in the host's painting. Nobody seems to remember who owned it, but why. But apparently it had once been associated with the Parlour of Virtue, established not long after Port Prosper's foundation. So we found no conclusive evidence anywhere. Welp. Let's go to the tea shop and rescue your rabbit. The obviously delicious rabbit sits doe-eyed among the selection of cakes. What is it doing there? That one. An attendant points to the obviously delicious rabbit who's begun nibbling on an adjacent cake. Alright. The animal is served to you on a plate, crushed cake, fluffy tail and all. It's dusted with icing sugar, its rump is marred by frosting, but it's unharmed. No one has even nibbled on it. No one moves to sanitize its previous habitat. No one comments on the fact that there was an obviously delicious rabbit in the cake display. Yeah, what's up with our rabbit? Alright. Well, let's eavesdrop. Anything else to do here? No. Was there anything in the actual company HQs? Just better ways to align yourself with the company, which I do not wish to do. Over at the bazaar, they're selling stained glass. Again, I don't know if anyone's looking for that. But hey. Who was it that wanted ours? Let better than stain rod. No, I'm good just buying fuel and supplies for the minute. Okay, well now we can go to the actual transit relay and ask about those supplies for Lustrum. A stone edifice, scintillant with sigils, is encased in a contrivance of steel and brass. This is a St. Jenkins relay, allowing transport via a loophole in some cosmic mandate across the sunless wastes to a far-flung district of heaven. This one leads to Albion, the heart of the new British Empire, and the seat of her renewed majesty in Victoria. Let's check on this package. Sign Air. The board customs official is glad to clear some space in their cramped office, as long as you don't want to travel between regions without the appropriate paperwork. I couldn't care much less about cargo. This package has been serving double duty as a card table for the last week, but now it's yours, and the people of Lustrum will be glad to receive it. Excellent. At 500, I can bribe him to give us a permanent travel permit. That's interesting. There's only a 74% chance of success, which is, I would say, too little for me to bet 500 sovereigns on, and also I don't need to be going to Albion just yet. That's fine. Okay, over to Magdalene's and then up back to New Winchester, I think. Nearly got another level. A stowaway? Something's amiss. Things are out of place. Unexplained crack on the pantry floor. The chief engineer's favourite wrench hung on the wrong hook. Several empty pages torn from the back of your logbook. The crew protest their innocence and contribute their own stories. Vanished shoelaces, doors left open, oily footprints on a door frame. You have a stowaway. 42% chance, but whatever, let's search. Nope. Try as you might, you find no sign of your uninvited passenger. Whoever it is, they've gone to ground. You may get another chance. Okay. Thanks for telling me, game. Back under the Mornington Abritat's ban. Such a nice name. Right, past 2 headlands and then south. Don't know why I try and make myself remember directions when I will inevitably just be looking at the chart every 5 seconds anyway. I mean, it's right there. Okay, so this is headland 1, right? Right. You are not where you thought you were. The sky is wrong. This is not where you were meant to be. Problem. And the trick of the mist. Has the wind carried you astray? Have the heavens themselves turned on their axis? So we can spend fuel and time to retrace our path into pure, or press on. Yeah, always forward. The mist is soft at the windows. Stars have gone awry. We crawl onward. There's an outbreak of violent star madness among the crew. In time, you find your way back to a stretch of sky you can locate on your chart. Your journey continues. Got 10 tower, lost a crew. Great, very cool. Now, usually when I die in these games, it's Hubris. Calling it now, I will die because of Hubris in this game. Let's just mourn the dead and lose some terror. And then not drive into it. Go around this headland. And south. There is a marauder. That's bad. That's very bad. Run away. Running away. Utilize your dodge. Remember which way to dodge. And now they've forgotten us. See? Marauders have a very short memory. If they can't see you, then you may well be dead. Morale is fragile. Yeah, tell that to my blood pressure. The Rat Brigade consider Maudlins for a while. Finally, it's very red. I mean, they're not wrong. Seems like a weird design for a psychotherapy place, to be honest. Like, there's a keepsake market. Unless its stall has been set up near the ward, where the doctors and nurses of Maudlins sell off the property of captives in their care who require extensive stays. I can spend 50 sovereigns to reduce a significant amount of terror. That sounds good. That was a significant amount. Now let's write a port report quickly. And speak to the host. What will you tell him? The amenable host closes his hands around his returned locket. Now it comes to it. I'm not sure I want to know. But I've sent you out. He drums his fingers against his cup. We don't spare our guests the truth, so why should I be any different? He fills goblets for you both. Well, out with it. So we can tell him that any of them were definitely his identity. We can say there was nothing to find, he might not have been any of them. Or there was nothing to find, which would he like to have been? Which is an option I quite like. Self-determination is the whole thing. He gazes at you for a long, solemn minute. Abruptly he stands, removes 2 polished glasses and a filled decanter from a box in the wall. He places 1 glass before you and fills it deep. I suppose I should commend your nerve in giving me that answer. He fills his own glass and finishes it in 1 swift swig. My own self sintered ash in the kiln of my ambition. Gives you a crooked smile. So goes the teaching of Maudlins. He goes to a drawer and takes out a sealed envelope. For all your trouble. I am who I have chosen to be. I have that at least. 500 sovereigns? Yeah. We can go backstage now. These are exciting. It didn't tell me anything. Oh, okay, that's just a little bit of flavour. Never mind. Don't really need treatment for our terror. That's fine. Anything in the shops? They're selling cheap bronze wood. I mean, I'm heading back to New Winchester. I can just sell it at a small margin there. Why not? Okay. Back to New Winchester. Like, right now. Now, can I go north through there, do we reckon? Let's give it a go. Or we'll, like, crash into a wall and die instantly. Promising. Yeah, whoa. No, that's a wall. That is most definitely a wall. Other way! Just think, if a marauder had been chasing me, I'd be dead now. Speaking of marauders, there's a marauder. And I'm presenting it a broadside, which is probably a bad idea. Okay, well, if it's not going to do anything, then sure. I find the dodge very satisfying, and I'm not entirely sure why, if I'm honest. Wreck. Let's investigate it. Nothing could possibly go wrong. I'm investigating the wreck of the Murphy's Sanctuary. Stripper for repairs? Yes. Oh, 12 hull, that's so much. That's twice what we had. Oh, but there's also a ship hiding there. Running away. This is me, running away. Should I fight instead? Let's fight instead. Surprise! No, you don't. Okay, that was a bad shot. That was a much better shot. Get, as they say, quite appropriately in this case, wrecked. Strip it for repairs again! Up to 27! That's like 4.5 times as much as I had. Now I barely need to pay for it to be repaired at Winchester at all. See, sometimes, kids, all you need to do, instead of paying for things, is kill people and take them. Also, don't take the advice of people on the internet. Crates. Containing... But that was novelty porcelain, which is a trade good in this game. God, the music in this is just so chill. Either my hubris will kill me, or their hubris will kill them, or my hubris will kill them. Yep. That's basically how the system works. Let's drop in a Victory Hall first, which still just gets Harmony Hall stuck in my head. Stonewall, Victory Hall, bear witness. Except, you know, to a tune. Hello, New Winchester, we'll be along imminently. Victory Hall is just here. Recent news: a downed locomotive on Hubris. Attack the engine's gone down in the fungal jungle of Hubris, being a remote, mysterious colony on the very edge of the Reach. The town crier pauses for breath and enters an alarming coughing fit, having inhaled a lungful of smoke. An enterprising stove point claps him sharply on the back. Thanks, he sputters. Are there any brave captains willing to rescue these poor souls from perfidy and mushrooms and such like? Yes. Yes, I will. Cheers go up among the crowd as you step forward. God bless you, Captain, the crier says, his eyes awash with tears. Though that could just be the smog. New Winchester needs more of such stock. We're now the heroes of the blockade. He hands you the report, which reveals the engine was last seen heading to Hubris. We know. He runs on, calling for a state of perpetual revolution, to a mixed response from the crowd. Cool. Not totally sure of how to get to Hubris, but when I get there, we'll know. Have my port reports. How much I don't want to spend my gratitude now, because you never know. There might be times when I specifically want one or the other of them. And down to Winchester we go. Yeah, you have a point. And here we are at Wolvesy Station. Let's just top off our locomotive hull. Thank you. Okay, so what did we need to do? What were we here for? What? Did I just come to sell some stuff? Yes. $2,000 echoes. That's a lot. You don't have enough money to buy a better locomotive. But should I? I could just upgrade this locomotive. Or I could get the passable class Corsair. Lightly armoured, aggressive engine of the Crown and Misery yards. Able to mount a heavy weapon, she packs more punch than other engines of her size. But it's smaller hold. More health though. Less crew. Yeah, why not? Ah, now here comes the real question. What should we name our new locomotive? The old one was the Orpheon. This could just be like the Orpheon B. Or we could have something stream appropriate. What would be stream appropriate is the real question. You know what? Just because we were talking about it, this is the Hubris. Don't. As I type that, you put it in chat. Perfect. And you can always trade back and get the same price, the same return price. And so 2,000 will let me upgrade from here to a trader or an escort. And then only 18,000 to get the Moloch liner. Which, you know. So let's just check out our hull. Oh! See, one of these... Yeah, that's a heavy weapon mount, but it can apparently take a regular weapon as well. That's good. I don't need to immediately try buying another weapon. I don't have enough money to start just buying things willy-nilly right now. Let's be sensible. Vaguely. It's always interesting looking at the selling menus where you can see the things that you will one day be able to have. The Wrath of Heaven. The Tears of Astolat. The Uninvited. little bit of interface foreshadowing, I guess. Trace Wood, I mean, we were going there anyway. Let's claim it. I don't know where we'll get the seeds, but... Not the seeds, the literature. I mean, we could just buy it. Oh, no, we can't, not here. I'm thinking of Sunless Sea, where you can buy general stuff. Did that weapon just quote Lady of Shalott? Probably, that's the kind of thing these games do. Oh wow, I am much faster than I was. Also, my weapons are closer together, which will make aiming better. And also, I've just set off with no actual idea of where I'm going. Where am I going? I just got all excited about being in a new train, and... Okay, so we need to go to Traitor's Wood, which is to the east. So let's do that. As befits the maiden voyage of the Hubris. Yes, exactly. We have a brand and we stick to it. Now, does it pause when I open my journal? Yes. Okay, this is fine. So, let's just look at our objectives. So, for our ambition, London. Captain Whitlock's Legacy, London. Or find some way to open it in New Winchester. Searching for Hesperidian Cider, London. Escorted the cryptozoologist, Traitor's Wood. Hunting for the hunting club. That's in Port Haven. I can take my trophy back there. That's exciting. Initiative Carolyn. Do stuff at Carolyn. Assisting a hellish penitent, also at Carolyn. Mr. Menagerie has left New Winchester and will be somewhere. We're learning about our officers. We need to go to Hubris in the southeast for a couple of things. Princess wants to go to Endurance. We need to go to Lustrum, but I am on the wrong side. That's fine. Yeah, so let's head to Traitor's Wood, Hubris, and Port Haven on the way. Listen to that faster chug noise. I'm in a new train and loving it. Hello, Tackety Scout, please don't randomly ram me. I just bought this train, I do not need you scratching the paintwork. Please, that was chug 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 bam chug 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 thud, because I was using a different weapon. I have a diversity in my instruments. And I started there and it made it sound like I was doing a bad Italian accent. I have a diversity. And we're back at Port Haven. It's a quiet day. We can buy cheap fuel. Cheap fuel for 20 sovereigns? Yeah, you do. Let's write a port report. And what was the other thing? Oh, we need to go to the club. Where's the club? Oh, yeah, it's in one of the other sections. Is it the village green? Let's visit the allotment, see what happens. Succeeded. The contents of the allotments are unlike familiar vegetables, but they help us to look for the similarities. That bulbous squash is too lumpy, too spotty, too purple to be a marrow, but it's more like a marrow than it is like a cucumber. The little fruits clumped on the serpentine vines are certainly not cherries. Cherries are not hairy, but they're closer to cherries than they are to, say, kiwi fruit or otters. Call it a marrow then. Call them cherries. It helps somehow. The gardener, mistaking your cognitive reshuffle for hunger, and that's a mood, offers you a handful of freshly dug, tapered, tiger-striped roots. Let's call them carrots. I got an uncanny specimen of carrots question mark. Right to the Nowhere Inn. Head upstairs. Deliver a scribe, spinster. The stout veteran refuses to touch it. In my day, we never had nonsense like this, you know. It was all marsh wolves and ambulatory fungus. Good, sensible hunting. I mean, what even is this? I feel like it's watching me and it doesn't even have any eyes. Jenkins, put it somewhere I won't see it. Well, I'm glad I delivered it, question mark. And we got 100 sovereigns! Yay, money! Still need to kill a chorus to be for them before they'll let us join their club. They're selling souls cheap. Why not? Why not? People buy souls. Okay. So that's our business there completed. Nah, wrong dodge. I do that. Discovered the village green and in doing so leveled up. Oh, there's so many things now! A spell in prison, a scandal, a mentor, the swampy streets, the august avenues, haunted, the black sheep, the liberation of night, family footsteps, the bell tolls, the blockade of New Winchester, a settler, a narrow escape, a coterie, a promise of days, and a metamorphosis. What are our lowest stats? I'm looking for something with mirrors sub-hearts, ideally. We could have a coterie, which that would give us -1 nightmares, but I don't have nightmares. I could be a settler. And for those particular stats, those are my options. I'm just going to quickly look through these, because a lot of them have kind of extra rewards as well. Is there anything I want? A mentor will give me affiliation in villainy. Haunting gives me terror, obviously. Towers of Terror even. Liberation of Night can give me a cryptic benefactor or a moment of inspiration. Towers of Terror. Towers of Terror and Visions on the Surface. Yes, because this is, you unlock this when you survive the locomotive being reduced to less than 10 hull, which, you know, a lot of these, you have to do certain things to unlock them, but then they have more rewards, because this gives you Towers of Terror and Visions of the Heavens, which is good. This is minus nightmares. This gives me Sky Stories. And I think there. So yeah, I think. Oh god. Okay, no. For branding as much as anything, I think I need to do this. A narrow escape. Your engine was nearly destroyed, but you lived to fight another day. You walked through the valley of the shadow of death. How has it changed you? It has emboldened you. Carpe diem. It is death's shadow that gives life its luster. Long live the hubris. Our mirrors hasn't gone up at all, and our iron is way higher, but I don't care. Okay, so we're looking for high brass and the other thing, Traitor's Wood, which are respectively southeast and east of London. Oh hey, Traitor's Wood! That was quick! Where's the platform? Anyone? Platform? Ugh. Ow! Find me the platform. It says I'm in Traitor's Wood, but I don't know. It has found nothing? Question mark? Well, I feel like I'm going too far north. Because at this point it would say it was east northeast. New Winchester. Maybe it's that turning I went past. God, focusing too much on the chug choking noise just makes everything turn into Slow Train by Lemon Jelly in my head. See, I said on Twitter that at some point I'd get to making music references today. And there it is. This place is ominous and I can't find a station. Sending my owl out again. What was that noise? Well, that tells me nothing. Maybe it's this way, more directly east. Just further out. Maybe it's just this whole area is Traitor's Wood. Discovered the Pale Wood. I am anxious. I would like somewhere to park my train, please. Oh no. Oh. I guess warning for trypophobia triggers on the left there. Apologies. Ochre fogs rise about your locomotive. The air requires a caustic copper tank. The driver complains they can't see a damn thing. Borrower's breath, they murmur. The fog persists all day. That evening, a gnarled crewman visits your cabin. The borrower below is displeased, he informs you. She expects a sacrifice. If you wish it, he will arrange it. So, we can sacrifice one of our crew for a 70% chance of losing the borrower's wrath that is hanging over us, and I can't remember why. Or 30% chance of finding our own way through the fog. Wait, 3 of my crew? That's literally half my crew now, balls to that. See, Borrower Beneath didn't count on me being a badass. You take the helm and order half steam. Your engine crawls forward, vast shapes looming around you like giants in the fog. Sky rocks, ancient ruins, slumbering leviathans. You steer a precarious course between them. After an hour, the air clears, the fogs part like a musical curtain, and the stage of the sky is revealed ahead. You are free. For now. Yeah! Borrower Beneath ain't nothing. Oh. Sent him out looking for the station and it's right in front of me. Which is extremely on brand to me playing Sunless Sea, actually. Just now it costs supplies. The forest's edge. Traitor's Wood is a sprawling, secluded forest on the edge of the reach. Few venture beneath its gloomy boughs, and legend speaks of a king who sleeps under the barrow in the wood's heart. Wait, have I just found Avalon? Ah yes, they want literature, which we don't have. Ah, we did get the thing for seeds somewhere, did we? Because they're selling seeds. Alas. And they also sell supplies and bronze, but they don't sell fuel, which is concerning. 3 figures draped in scholars' robes huddle around a campfire. They're arguing about kings. A banner in the colours of Somerset, London University's most respectable college, gleams in the firelight. As you approach, the discussion dies. One of the scholars, a woman with a fierce expression, stands up. Only scholars should be here. Are you one? So, if we had more academic things, or if we were an actual academic ourselves, we could say yes. Or we could give them one supplies that we just bought over the road. The vituperative, that's not a word you see very often, classicist, compares your offering with the burnt toast and wan tea they'd been suffering on. Well, alright, I suppose. The woman is a vituperative classicist. Her companion's a dismal paleographer, a forlorn young man, an affectless theologian, a handsome youth with an easy smile. They explain that they're here to enter the regent's grave, where they believe a sleeping king lies buried. They do not agree as to the king's identity. Unfortunately, the college has cut off funding, the classicist explains. Speak to us if you'd be interested in helping. And how would I do that? Your inquiry in a... Your inquiry induces a rare spirit of cooperation in the scholars. The last expedition into the woods found a document written in the correspondence. It contained directions to a place called the Steward's Font, the theologian explains. Alas, that's all it needs to break their alliance. The paleographer begins to argue that the steward was a chief position in Charlemagne's household. The classicist makes a pointed reference to Inanna's husband. The theologian's smile is forced. If you could find the font, it would be an immense boon to my work. There are sputters of protestation. Our work. This just in, I went to Oxford, this is all extremely familiar. Well, let's see what they all think. So the feckless theologian thinks that it's John the Apostle. The theologian's tent is the largest of the three. Its interior has been decorated with carpets and throws which trap the smoke from its hookah. The air is a scented fug. The theologian is reclining on cushions, drinking wine. What does he think of the dismal paleographer? Okay, have good grocery. The theologian smiled innocently. Yes, we used to know each other very well indeed. This was back at college, before all his passion got sucked out of him. He sighs. Some people can't accept change. And about the classicist? She's very talented and very funny and not at all nice. She's furious with me. Why, he won't say. I think I've done enough damage with both of them. He shakes his head. If it weren't for St. John and the academic senate sending me here, I doubt I'd have seen her again, until she became principal, of course. And about the tomb. The theologian's eyes widen. He's delighted to have been asked that question. According to the Legenda Aurea, St. John is sleeping somewhere waiting for the coming of the Antichrist, which would mean the end of the world. And what is the high wilderness but that? We left the world behind and the stars are going out, and just after we arrive we discover a tomb hidden in an ancient wood. He runs a hand through his hair. Sometimes we must have faith. Good talk. But what about the classicist? Thinks that the Sumerian Queen of Heaven sleeps in the reading grave. The classicist tent is practical and largely unornamented. The interior is damp from her various walking clothes which have been scattered across the floor. Old playbills and gaudy costume jewellery hang from the tent ceiling like charms. Yeah, like I say, I swear I knew all of these people at college. The classicist is pacing the tent, reading Herodotus while smoking the storm. So what do you think of the theologian? Her invective goes on for an hour, and she only remembers to fetch you tea midway through. A liar, a traitor, and a fool, she says, spooning in entirely too much sugar. I loathe him. Her hand shakes as she pours. And about the paleographer? She laughs scornfully, but refuses to be drawn. I will not waste breath on the undeserving. So about Inanna. Isn't it obvious? She rolls her eyes. Fine. I'll tell you what I told the academic senate. The high wilderness is heaven. Not as the church conceives it, but as the Sumerians did. A place of stars and chaos and impossible powers in proximity to and affecting our own world, but far, far removed. She pauses for breath. Inanna, the Queen of Heaven, entered the underworld in search of her husband and was trapped for a time. That's the myth. This may be the truth. She waves her hand dismissively. Besides, we made some promising discoveries in the wood. Okay. And the paleographer? Who thinks that it's Charlemagne? The paleographer's tent is some distance from the rest of the camp and almost in the forest. It's smaller and more worn than the tents of the others. Inside, however, the tent is both warm and sturdy. No rain leaks through the oilskin. The paleographer's inks and reference books and old theatre handbills are neatly sorted. The paleographer is at a little wooden desk conjugating the subtractive, which is an endless task. What do you think of the classicist? She doesn't care for you. A remarkable scholar. A terrifying goneril. At college, when she trod the boards, he shakes his head. Ancient history now, which is her province, not mine. He makes a strong cup of tea for himself and then offers you the same. Bitterness has curdled her. He sips his drink, and then grimaces. I like this milk. And about your ex-boyfriend? The paleographer is lost in thought. When he answers you, he looks rueful. The three of us were at college together in the same year. We were all interested in the theatre, but eventually pursued other things. I hadn't seen him in years until the Traitors Wood funding came up in the Senate. He sniffs. His intellect is second rate, his charm is first class. We can't all be brilliant. He sighs despondently. Yeah, I've known all these people. And about Charlemagne? It's a little strange, I admit. You certainly won't find this in Einhard. There are legends that say the great king did not leave his people on death, and instead sleeps in a barrow waiting for their hour of need. Yolnus smiles. You query his people, and do not forget that we are British. He pauses for effect. But is our queen not of German parentage? Would not her ancestor look out for her, Europe's greatest monarch, as she embarks on her most significant endeavour? Alright. So yeah, as ever, most of your answers for why do you think your pet theory is true is because it is, obviously. Okay, there's more stuff to explore here. And I'll do that in a few minutes because I need to take a break. I need to go and take 5-10 minutes. Hydrate, stretch, you know, do all those things that people shout at me in chat to do. And, yeah, I would advise you all to do the same. And I'll run some ads in the meantime because, you know, Twitch. And I will be back with you in about 10. See you in a few. And we're back. Hello everyone. Let's keep poking around in Traitors Wood. In the wood's edge. The wood is as vast as a felled giant and fathomless as a great ocean. Like the ocean, much of it is hidden from view. Careful expeditions are required to go deeper into the wood. So we can explore the edge of the wood, and we have a small chance of getting good stuff, but it doesn't seem worth it because we'll probably get eaten by spiders or something. The forest rises behind the station where a few tents have been set up. What might be called an owl calls from somewhere in the wood. In the far distance, a great stone barrow rises over the trees. The glade, an oasis of wildflowers and sweet meadow field in the midst of brooding trees, is where captains meet to do business and bring their ventures to the wood to conclusion. Well, we brought the cryptozoologist. Well, first up, let's write a plot report. Outside of the Somerset camp, the great forest of bronze-wood trees has gone untouched by human hands. Voices sound in the deeps of the woods, forlorn and far away. The wood is vast, vastly lonely. Yeah, we brought the cryptozoologist all the way here. Let's go hunting with her. The cryptozoologist grabs your arm. Look, there! And indeed, deep in the woods, where little light can penetrate, you see a shape. Hunched over, covered with hair. The cryptozoologist digs into her backpack and pulls out a blowgun. Tranquilizer, she explains, fitting an ungainly telescopic sight on top. Telescopic sight on top of it. The dart strikes her target. With a howl of protest, it collapses. You follow the cryptozoologist to the unconscious body of a bearded man in a thick coat. Undaunted, she heads back into the woods in search of a discovery that won't swear as much upon waking. You leave her before she can mistake you for her quarry. So she's gone, but we got an otherworldly artifact and some sovereigns. Gotta love that. Anything interesting in the glade? Expeditions into the woods deep. So these will cost fuel and supplies, and we'll need crew. That is frankly reckless. So I'm new to Skies. No, but also kind of yes. I kickstarted it. I got it when it first came out, and I played it for a bit. But I hadn't played it in at least a year, and I hadn't played that much of it. So, I've forgotten a lot of what I knew. So, relatively, let's say. And I played a lot of Sunless, but I am mostly new here. I'll grab another supplies. Okay, so we were headed to Hubris, which is the southeast of London, so we should take this path. Yes, I think I have the Kickstarter mascot. Which one was that? I've got the Blemmigan Voyager at the minute. Yeah. Yeah, currently I just have that and the Delicious Rabbit. Was there another? Whoop. Gross Minster, bad times. I'm not getting in another fight with one of those right now. Almost dodged into that. Yes, the Cyclopean Owl is a scout, not a mascot, but yes, I have that. Very useful indeed. Note to self. Answering questions driving train is difficult. But we made... Oh, I was about to say, but we made it out alive, so naturally, immediately I was punished for my hubris and making such an assumption. Here on the Hubris, we accept such risks, frankly. What was that even aimed at? Come on. What kind of wooden paper monstrosity are you? Speaking of my owl, I should really be scouting more around here. Found some treasures over there. Not the most interested. Those rocks cast shadows in my headlights, which means they're on the same plane and I shouldn't run into them. Handy little trick there. In sympathy with my train chugging, the game began to chug there for a moment. I think we're good. What's a few drop frames between friends? Okay, so I'm very much in the area that would be designated by southeastern London. It looks like there's some kind of buildings around here. There's a wreck over there. Maybe go investigate that. Just because might have stuff. The Erskine. Let's signal the wreck. Why do I take these chances? Because hubris, yes. Your signaller fetches their signal lamp and flashes a patient message into each portside window. There! Hands banging at the glass from within. Wild-eyed face. You dispatch a boarding party. They retrieve a survivor who's eager to sign on. She proves to be a hard worker. However, her reckless laughter and her stories of the horrid, haunting things she saw from her frosty window do not improve morale. Got some supplies, also got some terror. Yeah, with some of this. What was that? That's, nope, don't like it. This is me running away. Do not need to be tangling with a tentacle train I don't know anything about right now. Oh, hello, there's something over here. Nielsen's Point. We seem to have discovered a circus? Question mark. Well, alright. Homer and plenties. I pressed R, thank you game. Work with me here. Your base is rest. A travelling circus has settled here, too afraid to go further and too afraid to turn back. Its clanking, gaudy locomotive scavenges such audiences as it can from nearby homesteads, and delivers them for an evening of shabby, desperate big-top magic. Really, what other kind is there? You don't do circus if you're not in some way desperate. Sounds harsh, but let's be real. Recruiting an amiable vagabond, which would get me a new signaller, but he wants 2 sky stories, which I do not have. Mr. Menagerie is here. Where I probably still can't afford anything. I could buy a different bat, but I already have one. Need savage secrets or a searing enigma or a condemned experiment, but really my owl's better than everything he's got. But also, a story of things past. Mr. Menagerie is keen to tell you a tale from its collection, but requires payment first. Charity is a crime. The punishment severe. Well, have a sovereign. Mr. Menagerie gestures to the spindle of rock that anchors the circus, like a stone weighing down an escaping balloon. Once we gathered here, we held our bargains, boasted of our chiefs. Our bands displayed the finest of goods. Our magnanimity was sharp as knives. All knew our worth. Then the light came. They made of our grounds sport, a dancing place, a laughing place. They made bargains of their own. And now you do the same, it rasps, in tones of mild reproach. Cool. Well, see you bye. The greatest show! That's what the adverts promise. The reality is not impressive. Aside from the big top that dominates the circus, the place is shabby, poorly maintained, and even more poorly attended. Bored-looking circus folk run rotting booths, the clowns painted on smiles are no match for the deep-set misery behind the grease paint. Even the calliope music playing on a rundown piano is more grimly resolute than cheery. Well, let's write a report about it anyway. The big top looms dramatically in the fog of the reach, but it's not nearly as imposing as the massive obelisk floating nearby. Some enterprising soul has hung bunting between it and the big top. As for the circus itself, outside of the performers, it's practically deserted. You may be the first new face in the audience in quite a while. Let's try and sneak behind the tents. No, doesn't work at all. I can pay 10 sovereigns to go to the circus, why not? Let's visit the amusements first. At first glance, the circus is in poor shape, but second glance reveals how much worse things are than that. You try the battered mushrooms, and realise why they have yet to take off as a beloved snack. I mean, that probably just suggests you're doing the batter wrong, because tempura mushrooms? Yes. Attempting to dispose of the bag, you don't behind a stall and find a pile of them already waiting. Another visitor pokes their head around. Is this where the bags go? She asks, and deposits her own with the rest. And then the actual big top? They get us Sky Stories here. No one in the meagre audience displays any enthusiasm, not even when the ringmaster thunders in on a horse-drawn calliope. Also, yes, I know a lot of, traditionally in the circus it's pronounced Calliope, but no. Then come the acts themselves. Oh dear. The humiliated magician's trapdoors fail to open, leaving his glamorous assistant notably unvanished. The bereaved acrobat swings from a single trapeze, the other hangs lonely and unused. The pensive clown's fire-juggling act ends in disaster, and not the humorous kind. And the less said about the lion tamer, the better. He should recover. No, I'm still not I'm still not well known enough to. Yeah, I need a familiar face at the Circus 3, which, looking at the ticket booth, is currently the ticket booth is currently empty, so I can't get any more right now. I will be back later, but now I do have 2 Sky Stories, so I can recruit you. You find him waiting serenely at Gervais's rest, clay pipe clamped between his teeth. He claims to be an expert in snake wrangling, thimble twisting, and stick swinging. He professes to be a psychologist, mythologist, and escapologist. He boasts he can tell stories that'll haunt you until you die and play tunes that'll make stones dance. If all of that fails to entice you, he supposes you can turn his hand signaling. Yeah. When you accept him aboard, he pulls a grimy bottle of something opaque and unidentifiable from his inner coat pocket and takes a long, celebratory swig. "Hope you're not having second thoughts already," he says, and roars with laughter. He has no luggage to speak of, just the bindle over his shoulder, and a fiddle in a battered leather case. Once he's slung both onto his bed, he heads to the galley and starts performing card tricks and telling rivalry jokes at the crew. Most find him charming, and several make their apologies and abscond. Ministry approved literature. I needed that for. Was that for Traitor's Wood? Yes. 5? Well, I'll buy them. And then I'll sell back some supplies. And jettison one of these jungles of soul. Don't love it, but... Farewell, cheap souls. We knew you vaguely. Okay, and also while I'm here, how did my signalers compare? So 2 iron, 6 veils, or 4 hearts, 4 veils. What do my stats look like at the minute? Oh no, my hearts are plenty high, so yeah, no. The devil can stay on, but I can also now talk to. Oh wait, I'm still at 11 of 10. I did something wrong. Fine, I'll sell another crate of supplies. I can buy more at Trader's Wood. But yes, I can still talk to the vagabond and see his story. He wants more sky stories. Okay, that makes sense, I suppose. Okay, so... Oh, Trader's Wood's a way away, isn't it? Oh well, guess we're going back. Luckily, we just bought a faster train. And then I immediately got distracted looking at my stream preview and almost drove into a wall. It's going well. There'll be a scribe spinster up here that we are going to avoid frantically. And I'm going through unexplored territory, so why do I keep looking at the chart? And this is why you want to go through unexplored territory. You'll see places, go take a peek, and run down your supplies while you're trying to find the way. Not to say that I'm anxious or anything, but I'm anxious. Oh, please say this isn't a dead end. No, this looks like it comes out there. That should be fine, should be fine, should be fine. Oh my god. These games are so good at creating worry. Case in point, I am worried. This cuts right, that should be nice. I thought that was that scribe spinster, but no, it was detailed far deep background. Have I ever played Seas? Yes, I have played a lot of Sunless. Completed it multiple times, got it on PC and console. Kickstarted that in the first place. I think now I say it, I may have actually kickstarted like every Fallen London product since the original game. No, go away, I do not wish to be marauded right now. I am faster than you and do not care. This is the right way, yeah, cool. Almost knocked into that wall and lost some hull, but I didn't quite. As far as I know. And drop all of this off for large monies. Get a vision of the heavens. And most importantly, buy my supplies back. Did that just eat all my profits? I don't know, I'm not running the numbers. I elect to not know. Can't do much until I've got enough to start mounting expeditions. So I think we're done. So where now? I mean, we should still be finding Hubris, so... And it still lists as southeast. If this is a passage through rather than a dead end, I might try going there. God, these maps are large, and I remind you that this is one map of 4 in this game. You know what? Maraud this. There. Now you are the maraudee. And we can repair the hull. Hooray. Excellent. Reminder that my miners will complete some work in a week. Yes, I can go to Lustrum and get some hours. I will do that. Does it make more sense to go back? Because I'm running actually a bit low on fuel, aren't I? Yeah, the expedition to Hubris will have to wait. Back to Winchester. Or maybe Port Haven? They might sell fuel in Port Haven. But yes, thank you for the reminder. Frankly, I'm amazed I've been this reasonable and cautious, given, you know, me in general, and also the fact that I've been playing, lately I've been mostly playing Sundered, which is really, really good, but one of its kind of stated design philosophies is exploration is always rewarding, and even when you die, that's not a permanent thing, which is very much the opposite of this. Aha! Found the passage. God, one day I will come into this and not want to make a Erebus expedition reference. Apparently not today. I mean, it's basically Great Age of Sail exploration. A classic thing of that. Takes a fair amount of money to explore. Yep. Hence why we do the trading. I feel like I've not kind of got a handle on quite such reliable ways to get money in this as I do in C. But that's fine. That's why we explore and find stuff out. And not just spend the first couple of hours of the game towing Sphinx Stone back and forth. And here we are back in the familiar environs of New Winchester. Where's the station? There. Hello, New Winchester. Slightly scraped the edge there, I really need to be careful with my paintwork. I don't need any repairs, which is frankly weird for me. And we are properly stocked again. Port Haven want. Okay, that's the same icon as for seeds. That is a confusing game. And Circus also want hours. Port Haven want nostalgic crockery, but that will help with stovepipes. So I will take hours from the Circus. But yes, I still have this bundle of souls that I was taking just to sell, so there's 70 sovereigns. And nothing else going on for the minute. Let's go to Victory Hall and drop in some support reports. And then it will be about time to head to Lustrum. See, that dock approach was smooth as butter. Can do it on occasion. Have some stuff. Socrates are now very much winning this war. I have a bunch of money. Love me that money. And we move. And, okay, show us a route to Lustrum. I could go by Carolyn, but it's kind of hard to get between them. Alright, I mean, there's a pretty straight shot up to Lustrum. Yeah, let's do that, I suppose. Let's be reasonable here in the Hubris. Long Knuckle Pass. I mean, yeah, I can see why they would call it that. This is a wall I am heading directly towards south. I don't know why seeing the little retro thrusters fire whenever you turn pleases me so much. It just really does for some reason. It would have been so easy for them to not really address how you were turning and just animate the thing turning, but just adding that little extra thing appeals to people who are me. And if you like it, you may also be me. Who can say? Left the window open so it wouldn't get too hot in here, and they're cooking something next door and it smells really good. Important knowledge for you all on Twitch right now. That's a Scribe's Minister. And a Cantankerite. 2 Cantankerite. Haha, get dodged! But this pass does have a horror in it, so... Oh yes, because look at all these correspondence sets ruined around here. That's not great. I got the shepherd tone strings in the background, making me uncomfortable. I don't have an assaying, so I can't go there. I don't think you can get assaying until you get to London. I think that's where they sell it. Again, just going vague memories of playing it before. That is now the 14th of June. I want it to be the 15th of June. If the day doesn't tick over by the time I get there, I will be irritated. Ah, there we go. Let's go to my very own claim. Collect my haul. Miners speak of a geode containing a whole century's worth of hours, so big that it had to be dragged away by locomotive. Your crew have not found anything like that. Without a factory full of equipment, the most you can realistically hope for is a fine bounty of unseasoned hours. They sit in nervous silence as you examine their efforts. Foreman comes to greet you. 5? Nice! And I can just keep doing it because I'm full on crew now that I've got a smaller train. So, yeah, start again. Where did I need to get these hours to? They wanted them in L&S Nature Reserve, which I haven't found, or Circus, which I have. But on the downside, I don't have the hold space for all this. Sell a crate of supplies, I guess. Oh yes, we had some goods to hand off, didn't we? One of the maids from Murgatroyd's golden tea shop is on hand to collect the supplies. The mistress will be so happy, she tells you. We've been mixing the last of our leaves with soil to eat them out, and, well, you can only do that for so long before you're just drinking mud. Great. Right, report. Let's explore. 2 prospectors drag a wounded man on a small sledge. His legs are broken, frozen blood glinting on a splinter of exposed bone. His right arm has been folded onto his chest. It shouldn't bend that way. Bloody Windward Neddies. Much the weary prospector taking a nip of whiskey from his flask. The injured man is rushed into the pub for whatever treatment can be found in cheap bottles. All other medication left town weeks ago along with Lustrum's last doctor. Well, we should be able to help. I didn't actually think through the thing where it said you have supplies to spare. I really don't. The arm is dislocated. You lack the medical supplies to stop the poor wretch's pain as you wrench it back into its socket. His teeth all but bite through the wooden stick you press in his mouth. Fortunately, he soon passes out. His fellow prospectors have little to offer in gratitude save the contents of their pockets, but promise that the first round of drinks is on them. Yes. Don't love it. Oh, can we have some different tea? A lovely cup of tea. Let's have some indulgence blend. A tea for the true connoisseur. It tastes of dust swept from the darkest corner of a sepulchre. It's best served with a drop of milk, ideally on the very edge of turning. You sip gently. Between sips, a bite of a sugared biscuit to take away the edge. I was about to be like, well, that sounds great. No, I would drink that. Anything to see at the pub? Mr. Penny's wants hours, but at the same time, no. I have a much better deal elsewhere. I just have to deal with not having much supplies. Why did I could buy more hold space in New Winchester. Why have I not done that? Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll get out of here. I'm going to circle back kind of this way. Hopefully find the L&S Nature Reserve on the way. If I don't, no worries, and I'll just go to New Winchester. That seems a reasonable course of action, or at least one that is in line with my current state of hubris. It's very dark and I'm worried. Also, you know, the last 2 games have made me scared of going north. That's a cantankerous. Stop looking at your stream preview. Whole mood for this whole game. Yeah. Oh, there's a stowaway again. Oh, but we can coax them out with 3 tales of terror. You wait until late, then make a hot toddy and find a comfortable chair in the galley. Casually, you begin talking aloud to the empty room. You talk of the hardness of the sky and the terrible things that can befall those who are alone on it, in it without friends or companions to help when their luck runs out. All right, you've made your point. Shadow appears in the doorway. It's an urchin, ratty blonde hair and a sooty face. Got another one of those? She asks, her hungry eyes fixed on the toddy. Strong character portrait. The urchin wears an oversized skyfarer's coat, clumsily and drastically hemmed at the sleeves and tails. Her eyes are pale, accustomed to starlight. A mottle of old frostbite blemishes one cheek. When she speaks, her voice seemed older than the rest of her. What is she? 12? 13? What do you want? She's taken aback by the question. No one's ever asked before. Usually there's a lot of shouting, then I'm chucked off in the next port. She thinks about it, looking around at the bridge. She's a good engine. Loyal. I'd like to stay, she decides, until such time as I don't. Okay, but why are you here? She shrugs. Just catching a ride, she says insolently. I've been catching engines across the reach in Albion for years. Seen half the sky I have. Port Prosper to the Silent State, Skyhenge to Carolyn. Well, I know where 2 of those places are. And your parents? Question mark. She looks at her shoes, mismatched and scuffed. Gone. In the blockade of New Winchester during one of the bombardments. She breaks off. Anyway, a neighbour tried to look after me, but I didn't like her much. Yeah, you can stay. I get to the urchin. What, actually? She salutes you inexpertly. You won't regret it. I can help out, like, I know my way around an engine, and I'm no stranger to the sky. I know stuff. I can teach you. Perhaps another time, you tell her. You shake her grubby hand and send her to bed. Past her bedtime. Hooray, now I have another mascot. +1 hearts? Yeah. Allow her onto the bridge. Yeah, okay, just a conversation. Off import, didn't need to fire that. Is that background detail or an actual wall at the background? Right, I can see enough layer going over it. The history will be kind. That's a good name for a ship. Just move on. And take the bit of debris with us. Well, that looks cool. See, even death may die. That's an ominous thing for my German to say. This whole situation is worrying me. Oh my god, please let there be a way out into the north. Oh, what the hell? Ah, this is the Silent Saint. A vast sheet of ice has frozen over the ossified corpse of the vanquished beast. The surface is pockmarked with failed mining attempts. Collapsed shafts extend into the frigid tomb, and abandoned mining equipment litters the ice like discarded toys. Legend and rumours gather about the beast and tomb below, a mythic hoard yet unclaimed. Well, we don't have mining equipment or explosives or lots and lots of crew. So, you're good. And we've lost 1 hull. Just for looking at it. There does not seem to be a way out of here to the north, so I'm going to have to go back down past those bats. Please, no. Dodged the wrong way, but it came out alright. No thank you, bats. I do not wish to talk. Ah! I don't care what my terror gauge there says, I know what my terror gauge says. Got some explosives, but also there's the Starcry's captain. They have a shotgun. I would stay and fight, but I'm low enough supplies as it is. Oh, they're not going to give up the chase, are they? Nah, thought I could dodge that. Didn't quite get moving in time. Yeah, that's a turning circle. What was that? Oh, that's Scribe Spinster. You know what? You two deserve each other. I'm out. No, this Starcrow's captain appears to be faster than me. That's a problem. Fired too early. Dodge the wrong way. Oh my god. There's your new pole. Am I going to work out how the dodges work or die sooner? Okay, I can get some repair from that. Oh my god, what a... You know what? Delivering those hours can wait. I am going back to New Winchester first thing first. Why would I go the other way? Even I can't be all hubris all the time. Also, can we stop having the sound effects of that Scribe Spinster going on? It's very far away. It's not coming after me. Stop. I said stop. I said stop. No, seriously, stop. What? Why can I still hear you? Oh my god. Are these sounds going to be following us for the rest of the game? Or at least for the rest of today? Oh no. We're not where we thought we were again. Well, press on in the Hubris. The mist is soft at the windows. Oh yeah, we did that. Violent Star Madness. Yeah, we lost. Here's a tackety ship. We have no quarrel with you. Oh, that's why the Scribe Spinster noise, because there was another Scribe Spinster. And both it and the tackety ship are very confused by there being a rock between them. I will be cutting. I think I'll make it back, touch wood, but it will be cutting it very fine. I know I'm going the right way, it's just a nervous thing, checking my control all the time. Okay, I should be alright. My fuel and supplies have lasted a bit longer than I expected, so it's all good, actually. Let's tell this person where we've been, and in doing so help them with the war, you know. That's how it works, right? And more importantly, get money. Cool, I don't know why I clicked that, if I'm honest, but cool. Trading gratitude directly for reputation and fortunes. The injured veteran leads you to our office in panelled bronzewood. A painting from the old world hangs on one wall, a single sun burning in a bleak blue sky. Below the sun is a temple tiered with brightly coloured gods. The veteran pours you brandy, and you discuss distant thoughts and patterns of recent events. Independence is a charming idea, she confesses after an hour. When London comes, it will take a nation to stand against her. So, the Stovepipe's fortune is now down to 1. And we got some reputation. There's something I largely clicked accidentally. Not too bad. But more importantly, let's go to New Winchester. And exhale. Company's retreat. New Winchester is in uproar. Crowds of boisterous tacketies stamp through the streets in their hobnail boots. In Kisgar Gardens, they're burning piles of top hats. The Windward Company, whose fortunes have suffered recently, has abandoned the port. Yeah, see, we've been trading favours enough, and things are happening. They must have been preparing the evacuation for some time. Company House was emptied almost overnight. The Tacketies have the upper hand in the Reach now, and the company has withdrawn much of its strength to fortify its holdings before prosper. If you want to deal with the Stovepipes, you need to seek them there. This change of the balance of power will affect encounters, discoveries, bargains, and prospects in the Reach. For example, the Tacketies redoubled spirits means we will encounter more homesteads. Okay. Repairs. Full repairs. Most important thing. Go to shops, Abraham's Engineering, additional cargo bay, +5 hold. Do I only have one of those slots? Yes, it's bridge slots that I have 2 of in this. That's fine. What goes in bridge slots? Can that tooltip maybe go away? No. I don't know what will go in bridge slots because it's currently none of these. Oh, additional crew quarters. I can get that. And I didn't actually buy the cargo bay, did I? Okay, so I can't do that because it's a Stovepipes thing. They've left. And we are stocked again. Thank God. But we do need more crew. How many crew? There you go. Many was enough. A downed locomotive on Hubris. Yeah, I've got that. Well, whatever. I'll do it anyway. And infinitely more. Okay. See, things are looking up. It's good. It's all good. Got more hold space, got more crew space, got prepared, got all my stuff together. Now I want to go north, because I want to find the Leviathan Stable Nature Reserve. So I immediately begin by going the wrong way, because, you know, tradition. Yes, stretching is a good point. I have been concentrating on this game, you see. Was it wise to be stretching while also piloting the train? No. But I did it anyway. See, this bridge doesn't have any name, and least of all, a cool name like the Mornington Habitats Band. And really, that's the one edge that the Stovepipes have, is that their headquarters is next to a bridge with a cool name, whereas the Tacti's headquarters is next to a bridge with no name. That looked like a lighthouse. All good. Chugging northward into the unknown. That's a rock. I know that. That is very much the no. Gonna send a scout out. Anything? No. No. That's a Tacti ship, that's fine. Macklin's rift. 2 Tactis from ships. Before, one of them would probably have been a stovepipe. But not anymore. I feel like I should know this. Is there a name for that kind of double? Those are noises I don't like. Is there a name for that kind of, I don't know, double analogy where you've got the stovepipes, who are people, named after the hats, named after the pipes? I really shouldn't. It's not efficient for me to be fighting this wind, but here we are. Probably not even the right way. Ow. See, you're fine in the wind. Aha! 2 whole stations! With these reports, you are spoiling us, Al. Can the wind stop? It is difficult to drive through and also filled with unpleasant noises. Well, the wind stopped. Just disappeared. The Veteran Stainrod's Nature Reserve. I bought you some barrels of ours. The Veteran Stainrod is an elderly London company, the custodians of the Empire's first supernal nature reserve. To find work with them, head for Capabilities Cabins. If you'd rather enjoy the reserve, seek the gateway of Albert's Idle. Well, let's gather a report. The Veteran Stainrod Nature Reserve is a national park maintained at great expense by the company. Scores of researchers come here to study the nature of the Reach. Many visitors come here too for a pleasant holiday. I don't think pleasant is the thing we get around here. Converse with our fellow captains? What brings them out this way? For a few, it's the work provided by Veteran Stainrod. The rest, the reason's the same. They're drawn by the beauty of the reserve. Some are here with tourists from across the Empire. Others are here to give their crews a respite. Others were simply passing by and couldn't resist stopping in. Okay, well, first of all, monies and an otherworldly artifact. And also they're selling tea. Do I want to buy tea? I need tea for a couple of crew quests. I can sell it. I will buy your tea. Capability Inquest, the base of research. Researchers of the reserve have a number of laboratories scattered among the tourist cabins. From here they study the mysteries of the Reach. Request to all park goers. We want to study the powerful forces of nature at work in the Reach, so that we may improve the life of all citizens of the Empire. If you are an intrepid sort and willing to aid our earnest efforts, we are offering a reward for the following. I see you're interested. The phlegmatic researcher wheeled up behind you, his left legs raised, perhaps to reduce the very obvious swelling. The keys to understanding the remarkable principles of growth and cultivation await here. We just need suitable specimens. If you aid our research, I'll ensure you're properly remunerated. Okay, you have a list. He's one of these things. The wings of a chorus to be, ants, or Hubris pass. Well, we were heading for Hubris at some point anyway, and we need to kill a chorus to be for a hunting trophy. Although that might mean we need to kill 2 chorus to bees. Okay, and over at Albert's Idle, into the reserve, the park is filled with birds and flowers, trees, woodland creatures, streams, and bumbling insects, and other insidious dangers. Let's have a guide. The only person available to help you is a romantic ornithologist. He's lean, plainly dressed, with a long, wiry beard. The other researchers introduce you. Did you know your colleague here, one indicates the ornithologist, is looking for the mythical bird whose beak pecks away at the mountain of eternity? He stifled giggles. The ornithologist maintains his smile and gestures toward the forest path. I'll be glad to show you the reserve. I hope you'll join me later. You can often find me at the watchtower. He nods hello as you enter. Welcome. Tick. So about this bird. There are other birds I can study, of course, he says, shrugging. But that's not the point. We had thought this bird a myth, the bird who wears away at the mother of mountains, pebble by pebble. But miners have seen it. The heavens are home to improbable things. Well, let's take a trip into the reserve. The romantic ornithologist clasps his hands with quiet delight when he sees you. I've found a most wonderful place, shall we? You delve into the reserve together. The birds sing around you, the flowers offer sweet perfumes. A pleasing breeze tumbles through a glade and whistles around a mountain bend. 3 sky stories. Yo. Let's not take a walk into the reserve alone. That sounds like a terrible idea. Okay, and at least one of my officers wanted tea. Okay, so just going through our personal quests. The incognito princess wants to go to endurance. The fortunate navigator wants tea. He clears his desk for the tea set by sweeping papers to the floor. I'll tidy up afterwards. The condition of his cabin casts doubt on that. I grew up a servant of the Eagle Khan's ambassador to London. His son, Altan, befriended me. We'd climb out the attic window to race urchins together. A wistful note enters his voice. We never won. The navigator trickles a spoonful of sugar into his cup. Then another. Could we stop at London? He stirs and stirs the tea. Altan died. I couldn't even be at the funeral. I want to say goodbye, but I'll need to speak with his parents first. Okay, you are yet another person who wants me to go to London. That is fine. The repentant devil needs tea and chorister nectar. The signaller wants more sky stories. The back one, even. The driver... I can't remember what they wanted. Oh, let's just chat. Ah, here we go. The incautious driver paces back and forth, clicking their tongue. Must have been the crash in the nature reserve. My father sent me there to take up a nice quiet job. I always did love botany, but when they pulled me from the wreckage, I had new dreams to follow. I thought they were mine. Now how can I be sure? A new resolve washes over their face when they turn back, eyes sharp and sparkling with a flicker of emerald. Either way, I know where I have to go. Old Tom's well. Give me the wheel, Captain. I have an appointment to keep. Do you? The well lies to the northeast. Okay. Okay. The Rat Brigade need a savage secret. My rabbit can't do much. Blemmingham won't do much. The urchin won't do much. Okay, we still need a quartermaster. Now, there is another station just down here. So, and I mean, that's also around where it said Old Tom's Well was. We're looking north-northeast, which is this area. And there's some crates over here. The fundamental unit of cargo. And nearly drove into a wall. Okay, let's go north around. Oh, the wind is back. Just kind of popping in and out of texture. Is the wind actually there? I honestly don't know. Really thought I'd be able to go up and around here. It's not going great, I'll tell you that. But here we have a big log that we would need mining equipment. Big well. Big well. Hyacinth's rest. I'm now going very much the wrong way. I am kind of betting all of my marbles that this will at some point turn east. Aha! Bees! Bees, bees, bees! Here at the Jetipus hives, that makes sense. Ah, bees! Okay, the bees actually went down reasonably easily. Do I want to get the wings for the nature reserve or my last hunting trophy? Let's take the trophy. Oh, that's not great. Don't notice me, don't notice me, they notice me. Oh, they have stopped noticing me. Excellent. God, I really hope this goes down far enough. That's a horror. A memorial. Cryptic Stoker wants to hold a memorial service for the crew that recently died in your service. Judging by his tattoos of a storm studded with mouths and his rattling collection of talismans, the ceremony is unlikely to be Christian. Alright. So, 50-50, just turning up and attending. 46% if I want to do a eulogy myself. You know what? I'm just going to attend. The Cryptic Stoker has painted his face storm grey. His talismans rattle like distant thunder. He orders the windows open to let the sky in, and proceeds to deliver his rites. A mishmash of Anglican practice, new sequence hymns, nonsense. In his patchwork ceremony, he speaks of the inadequacy of the present and the sanctity of the past where the dead still live. He speaks of a storm that gathers lost voices to itself. The storm that speaks has noticed you. Great. Love it when the unknowable gods of the open sky take notice of me. That is for some reason my brain was saying, no, that's not English. That night, your sleep is peppered with uncomfortable dreams. You dream of a storm whose lightning scratches words across the sky and whose thunder is a cacophony of voices blown to people you have known. Its winds pluck pitifully at your clothes. You're wearing black, somber, funereal black. So we can seek company. What was that? Well, that's a tooltip with a lot of menace. Yes, my engine is mostly crewed by the living, to my knowledge. It's crewed entirely by the living. We can afford to gain some terror and a free tale of terror. You record the dream as vividly and as thoroughly as you can. Does your hand tremble as you write? Does the ink spill? And when you read it back, does it make sense, or does it sound like the ravings of a crumbling mind? Probably the latter. Oh no, oh no, oh no, this is a dead end. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. And you're shooting at me. And then if you just blow yourself up, that'd be great. And let me raid this sack of souls. That's a square fencer. But I am going to have to go past it to get to where I'm going. Wonderful. Wonderful. Some more fuel, that is actually extremely good news. Whirlwind turbulence. Princess's luggage concusses the quartermaster. Okay, so is this the well? Marked as something ghastly. So. Driver, what do you want to do with the well? Because I really don't want to go any closer to this space vortex. But also, there's a scribe spinster behind us. I'd be very tempted to investigate further, but for the scribe spinster. Yes, I can see what you mean. The layered background feels like the first stage of Spore. I played that game a lot. Can you just be not there? I'm just trying to navigate desperately. Is that trying desperately to navigate, or trying to navigate desperately? The answer is, of course, yes. Seriously, driver, what do you want me to do here? Because I do not want to jump into that. That seems like an excellent way to be dead. Also, here are some bees and a wreck. Oh, let's take the repairs. And the tentacle ship. Tentacle train. That's exploding. I'm deeply uncomfortable. Deeply. I want to get through that passage, don't I? Oh, unfortunately that means turning around past this thing. I like how so many of your officers have different little bits of flavor text for different approach. Below, beneath the scudding clouds, a speckle of structures cling to a shelf of ice. The whirlwinds drag at your engine like the frantic clutch of a drowning man. The well gapes. Well, let's descend. 75% chance you will land but risk damaging your hull. But we succeed, because I'm good at this, apparently. Down through the tearing mists, through the whipped particulates that thunder on your hull, through the shrieking winds which fall abruptly still. A ledge of black ice has accreted over centuries at the well's edge, with a raised lip which affords a sliver of shelter. A handful of beehive huts huddle around a crude church. They're built from roughly chopped blocks of the same black ice that forms the shelf around the well. Old Tom was a prospector during the promised days that followed London's arrival in the heavens. For years he combed the reach looking for the strike that would make him rich. He didn't find it. Luckless and impoverished, he made a wish here at the well. The next month he discovered the mother of mountains and the rich hour veins that riddled her flanks. For a year, Before his disappearance, he was staggeringly wealthy. Others come here now, the desperate and the broken, with their final futile wishes. Well, let's see what the fungus in the driver's brain wanted. The incautious driver strides to the very lip of the well and leans precariously out to stare into the depths. The well winds pluck at them. You grab a handful of their coat just in case. Can you see them, Captain? Glimmering in the dark, the bones of the sun! The driver looks back at you, their eyes suddenly as green as old emeralds. A messenger came, inscribed with signs of peace, but it bore a well seed. Murder beneath the arches of heaven! The driver's balance shifts. They lurch, and you pull them back onto the gritty ice. When they look up, their eyes return to their customary blue. Thank you. My head is feeling very crowded. The impulse has changed now. I need to return to the nature reserve. Its home is there. Or its parents? Its master? Not sure, I don't speak fungus. Okay, we can go there. We're not that far. Let's go into the kirk. The ice crunches underfoot, caking your boots with a pitchy crust. There is no door on the church. Inside, pews are carved from the ice. A ragged handful of supplicants sit on them, bitten by the bone-bleak cold. On the altar, a single precious candle burns. A lank minister reads from a dog-eared scrap of paper. But the mouth of the wicked and the mouth of the deceitful are opened against me. They have spoken against me with a lying tongue. They compassed me about also with words of hatred and fought against me without a cause. So, if we wanted to get consecrated, we could enact the right of wrongs. You may only be subject to one well right at a time. God, there's a lot being implied here. This one increases your iron at a cost of your hearts and mirrors. Well, my iron is already higher than my mirrors, so no. Let's speak to the minister anyway. Once her dress was elaborate and fair, now the hems are frayed, much of the lace is stiff with frost and snapped off. Her hair is tied in a greasy bun. Well, what branch of the church does she represent? The ignorant call us the cursing church, but we are the compassed who dwell on the brink. We are the lambs who are torn by the wolf. We are the undone, and the angel of the pit hears us where it would not hear others. And about your holy text? Her congregation raise their hands. Each has their own leaf of paper, a single page torn from the Bible. The only page that matters, the Judas Psalm. It contains the only lesson that we need to hear. The promise that those who wronged us can be made to suffer. Do I have a confession to offer? We are not concerned with crimes you may have committed or temptations you wrestle with, Mr. Matters. This is a confession of weakness. You are here because you were wronged, because you bear a grievance you cannot forgive. You are here to ask for all God's vengeance on someone. So tell me, who's to blame? Well, remember that bit where I said that we'd been somebody tried to assassinate us? So about that. The minister spits and her spittle freezes before it hits the floor. We are surrounded by the wicked. She gnaws on her knuckle until the skin splits, then smears the blood on your lips. A wolf resides within this lamb, a sword sleeps within this plowshare, a curse coils within this prayer. Let your grievance be heard, and let the one who tried to take your life, which was given to you by Almighty God, lose their own. After a suitable period of anguish and discomfort, obviously. Amen. A couple of people in the congregation remember to intone. So, I don't need that right, so I'm going to leave it for now. But hey, we've been consecrated in a slightly frightening church. Let's explore the beehive hovels. The sky churns as you make your way to the pitiful domes. Most are empty, awaiting a well-wisher. Well-wishers, oh my god, we've been setting up for that pun all this time. The third one is not. It contains a corpse, stiff as an icicle, some supplicant who died before their wish was granted. You move on. In the fifth dwelling, you find a sallow petitioner, her eyes feverish. I saw gold in the well, she croaks unprompted, glistering in the deeps. Aye, well, that was... It was. You use steaming water from the boiler to melt away the ice that clings to the windows. Then you depart, your locomotive heaving as the winds try to drive you into the well's mouth. And onward, and shoot these bees. No, apparently we don't shoot the bees. Tried to shoot the bees, didn't work. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna find this station and then we're gonna be done. Now the scribe's bench are over there. Luckily there's a wall between us. And yet it said it was spotting me there, but it's not actually. It decided to attack, so all good. Here's another scary correspondence rock. There are some crates. Lovely some crates. Except when they're trapped, which they surprisingly often are, so why am I getting to this point? Because crates. Yeah, got some crockery. What is you? This is a dead end? Oh my actual god. Okay. Change of plan. Probably should be. Wait, no, no. There's a scribe spinster on that side, so let's go this way. Remember, just in time, and by just in time I mean slightly too late, but I did it anyway. Growing unease. Yeah, you're telling me. There's a star-crazed captain. Great Star Map Explorer, that's what they're called. Alright, bye. As you were. Oh, there's another one. This is what happens when you hang around these horror sites. If you could just run into a wall and die like the other one did, that would be just super good. Oh my god, how many of you are there? Well, this at least. So, annoyingly, slightly more worth killing. And kill it we did. Unusual items, yeah. Love those. The cabin door did not. Okay, yeah, no, I've already read that when we got some gossip last time. I am overheating the engine, but we're good. And now I can shoot this explorer. Or miss. And now we move. Oh my god. This has been the episode of Narrow Escapes. She says, boldly assuming that she has escaped. Oh my god, there's another marauder, but luckily they don't seem to have noticed me yet. Really hope my one barrel of fuel will last me. I think it will. There's a fallen bronzewood tree here. Yes, I know, I am down on fuel. Really don't need a tooltip to tell me that that number has reached 0. I'm already worried enough. Okay, I think the provisioners, the nature reserve sold fuel. Okay. made it. Yes! Ha ha ha! I live! I live. Now, I think there were some things I wanted to do at the nature reserve when I got here. Did I bring back anything for him? Did I? No, I took the wings. Instead of taking the wings, I made a trophy. Ah, here we go. Follow the incautious driver into the reserve. The verdancy in their head drives them deep into the wilderness. Deep in the wilderness stands a mighty tree, shriveled and dry. A fungal growth twists around it, its blooms flecked with purple and black. The incautious driver approaches it, lying down in supplication. The verdant pulses, its buds splitting open and erupting in a spore fall that soon coats the driver in shimmering emerald dust. Several minutes. Silence. When the driver emerges, their faces crestfallen. It wasn't enough. What I brought it was only half the story. It needs more. You escort them back to the train. They should be more coherent after a good meal and a few hours sleep. Okay, but can we talk to them anyway? I'm going to check on them. Okay. The driver picks irritably at their ear. It's meant to be off this train by now, just go into the well and everything will be fine. Instead, it's unsatisfied, Captain. It needs an answer to something that I can't give it. There's a piece of itself missing somewhere in Albion, another of its spores sent out many years ago to find the truth. I can feel it out there somewhere, refusing to return. It enjoys its freedom too much. Perhaps if we looked at the major ports, they must have left a trace. We have to find it, Captain. Search for evidence of the Vernon fragment in London, Endurance, Woburn Coast Mayor, Brabazon, and the floating Parliament. Okay. Well, that'll be when we go to Albion. We can do that then. And undock, and dock again to trigger an autosave. And there, I think, we finish. Well, that was a lot. Phew. Okay. So, time for the wrap up, I suppose. God, I'm gonna need to lie down. Thanks everyone for hanging around while I got very stressed. Thanks if you watched to the end, it means a lot. If you've been watching this, you know where to find me, but just in case, this is twitch.tv/Serasent, that's SERASENT, it'll be on title cards in a sec. I am streaming every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and I will just be carrying on through as much of Sunless Skies as I can see. I might stop after I die, I might not. I might never die, who can say? Yes, if you missed the stream, VODs are available on my Twitch, or on my YouTube, which is also Serasent. They take a little while to be uploaded on there, it's just when I get around to it. Update, for those of you who've not been looking at the YouTube, we are now up to the end of Paradise Keller on the VODs being updated, so that's cool. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, we're this far. Yes, subscribe to the YouTube to be notified when I put more up. Follow the Twitch to see when I'm streaming. If you feel this particular brand of nonsense somehow deserves your money, you can cheer or sub on Twitch. But you very much don't need to, it's all chill here. Just come and hang out and it's good. What else? If you want any updates on the stream, or my life in general, or yesterday an entire thread about every Eurovision song this year, check out my Twitter, that is at Hubris, that's W-A-R-U-C-E, that's the best place to find me online. yes. And if you want to see me in other situations, you can. I should have prepared a link for this. Well, you can catch me on Saturday nights, that includes tonight, on twitch.tv/The Bard's Playhouse, that's TheBardsplayhouse. Where's the link? I should have prepared this. There we go. Yes. So check me out on the Bard's Playhouse Saturday nights. That's 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 11:30 at night British time, because I don't sleep. Who does? Where I am playing a Vampire the Masquerade 5th Edition Fall of London Chronicle. It's a lot of fun, and I haven't killed anyone alive yet. I will keep the stream updated, don't worry. Also, check out the Bard's Playhouse in general. They do a lot of good stuff. Also, special event coming up, May the 15th. Come to twitch.tv/IdleMichael, that's IDLEMICHAEL, where I will be one of the featured guests on frequent viewer of the stream and good friend Michael Fox, doing his Cavern of Ludological Delights, which is, it's basically a Twitch game show, and I'll be there with a bunch of other cool people. So come and check that out. That is on May the 15th at, there it is, 7 PM UK time, that's 2 PM Eastern, 11 AM Pacific. Other time zones, as ever, are available. That wrap-up went a little bit off the rails when I had to look up Twitter, but apart from that, I think I got everything. Okay, so I will stop rambling now, and let me just check something. No, I was just checking if Michael was still live streaming, so I would have thrown a raid over. He's not, so I can't. So instead, I will just leave you there and say see you on Tuesday, same time, same place, same space train. Love you all. Bye.